What's going on, y'all? A under 360 here, and IGN dropped an article of 40 things that you need to know about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I just wanted to skim through this, give my thoughts and my opinions on it. Um, we're finally going to Japan, boys. Finally. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so excited. I'm fucking here for it. Alright, let's get into it. So, AC Shadows will take place during the Azuchi Momoyama period of Japanese history. The story will begin in 1579 and continue to the early 1580s. It's going to feature a number of historical figures as per the AC formula, including Oda Nobunaga and Fujibayashi Nagato. Nobunaga being the great unifier of Japan, and Nagato being the master of the Iga clan. Much like Syndicate, it's going to feature two protagonists, which we saw in the trailer. The first one being Naoi, the fictional daughter of Fujibayashi. I'm just going to say Nagato. The fictional daughter of Nagato. Trained to be a skilled shinobi, so being more of that stealth focused gameplay. And then Yusuke, a real historical figure originally from Africa, going more towards that like samurai style of gameplay. And it will be, in fact, the first time that we've ever played as a major historical character in an AC game, which is something that like I didn't really know, but like when you look back on it, like yeah, no, these have always been fictional characters, so it's cool that they're doing that. The game will feature a light and dark system being used to dynamically create gameplay implications. New global illumination system will create dynamic lights and shadows that affect enemy vision. You'll be able to hide in the shadows, create your own darkness, and all that will be given to you information-wise in a UI as given in a light meter. The server's going to be a new type of NPC ranking between civilians and enemies. They will not be able to fight, but they can call in reinforcements and raise alarms, and they will have their own patrol routes and carry lanterns at night. There is an option to knock out foes rather than killing them during stealth takedowns, allowing for a more pacifist run. You will be able to crawl along the ground in a prone position, allowing you to maintain lower profile as well as get through small openings. Just a quick note on the going prone thing, especially in stealth games. Major win as far as immersion goes too, and emergent gameplay systems, in my opinion. Just a quick recap, like we saw that in Last of Us Part 2, and that was a game that, for me at least, as stupid as it sounds, that ability to go prone really kind of like immersed me in whatever it was I was doing within that combat sandbox. Makes you feel a certain kind of way, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's a big get, and I don't think people are going to realize it until they actually like get their hands on it. Now we will have a grappling hook that can attach to every roof edge, as well as a number of anchor points. And it will use a physics simulation to allow for dynamic swinging, so that could be cool. You go this way, but then you go that way. Closer to the camera. Where's my camera? Go like that, or you can do that in one thing. That'd be cool. The grappling hook can be used to quickly climb into ceiling spaces above corridors, allowing you to lie in wait for enemies patrolling beneath you. Eagle vision will return, allowing you to spot the silhouettes of NPCs through walls, which, not really kind of getting over that shit, to be honest. I don't know. It's not very fun. It's never been something that's kind of like immersed me, right? The drone like birds used in Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla to scout out areas and mark targets is not available in Shadows. You will need to do your own reconnaissance work. So I think that is a get. Controversial take, right? But I think that anything that takes away information from the player, but then gives you like the tools to gather your own information, I think that's just better for gameplay experience, right? It's not as simple as just hit a button, get a bird's eye view in the sky, look down, highlight everything, go back down. Okay, cool. Now I can just do the thing. You actually got to sit there and you got to like maybe scout out the area and try and remember enemy patrols, enemy pathings, what type of enemy it is. I think that's going to really kind of get people immersed into whatever it is they're doing at that point. As the shinobi, Naoi will be more skilled in stealth, and Yusuke will be able to use stealth, but more geared towards his size and his armor plating. So basically, Naoi, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Yusuke, smashy, smashy, smashy. We love to see it. Combat and RPG systems, and this is, I believe, going to be the last game in that RPG style. Which, I mean, hey, look, they tried something new. They tried something different with Origins, and then they, beat a dead horse. So we're finally going to be moving on from that. All right, this era of Japanese warfare did not make use of shields, so your gear does not include any defensive options aside from your armor. Dodges and positioning is paramount. As a samurai, Yusuke is able to use his weapon to block incoming attacks and perform parries. Naoi is able to engage in combat, but she is unable to block a parry. Instead, she can deflect enemy blows. Ubisoft did not clarify the difference between parries and deflects, but it may be that parries enable counterattacks while deflects are more evasive tactics. So when I read this, I was laughing, but like when I actually think about it, I kind of take it towards how it is in For Honor. Certain characters in For Honor, somebody swings from the right, then you dodge to the right. It does some sort of like deflecting animation, right? So maybe that's kind of what they're leaning into. Whereas, kind of like it says, right, like a parry will allow for a counterattack, maybe like more damage, maybe the deflect allows you to get better positioning, maybe that's the trade-off. We don't really know yet. We haven't seen any gameplay. But the fact that they're like distinctly saying deflect, parry, not the same thing, I imagine they're going to lean into those two different systems. Enemy armor has a durability system which can be broken during combat. Cool. Pretty much every prop in the game is able to be dynamically damaged by your weapons. Katanas will slice through bushes and baskets, fruit ninja style, leaving accurate blade marks. Arrows will leave precise puncture marks, and blunt weapons will smash shit into tiny pieces. Love to see it. So nobody sitting there making videos, shooting fruit baskets, and them not moving. Many period-accurate weapons are available to use, including katanas, the Kenobo War Club, Yari Spear, Shuriken, Kunai, and the Kusari Gama, which I like how they say a sickle on a chain. Like, everybody who's played Neo and Neo 2, like, if you know, the Kusari Gama is the fucking shit. Yusuke will be able to use, I can't pronounce that, so I'm just going to say guns, providing him with powerful long-range options. Each weapon has its own skill tree. Investing time into using a particular weapon will improve your proficiency with it. So that's cool. It's like actually, hey, you like a playstyle, you find a playstyle that you like, let's reward you for that. You'll be able to craft your own katana from gathered components and personalize it. And a transmog system will allow you to tailor your gear to look exactly how you want it. Standard fare stuff with like, gear-based games now, I feel. If you don't have a transmog system, then what are you fucking doing? But it's interesting that it says you can craft your own katana, but is that the only thing that we can craft? Because they're not saying you can craft your own weapons, they're saying you can craft your own katana. So I think that's very specific. Active combat skills will return and are unlocked by finding ninja scrolls in the world. Yusuke and Aoi will have individual skill trees and gear, but share XP, collected weapons, and resources. So I'm interested by the collected weapons aspect, if that's more based just for like economy. So like you get a club, right? And you're not going to use it on Yusuke, but you need some money for Naoi wherever she. Well, no, I mean it says like share resources, right? But you want to sell it, but your plan is Naoi, so like you have access to that to sell it. Or can you just be a tiny little shinobi with a big ass club and just stealth smash? Because that sounds like it'd be a lot more fun. These are just some concept arts that IGN has. Just going to scroll through them really quick if you want to look at them over them. You can pause the video or just go to this article. I will link this article so everybody can read it for themselves and deep dive into them. And I just want to give IGN the credit that they did make this article. I'm just fucking commenting on it. The dynamic world and seasons. Assassin's Creed Shadow is built upon a newly updated version of the Anvil game engine. The new tech will allow for better lighting through global illumination, new breakable props, and detailed assets, meshes, and much less pop-in. So optimizing the game engine for the current hardware, because this is not next gen, this is current hardware. 4090, 7900, Series X, PS5, Series S. This is current. This is not next gen anymore. This is now gen. Stop being current gen. The Anvil upgrade will allow for a seasoning in the system, which will see the world progress through spring, summer, and autumn and winter. But the current season is dictated by your progress through the campaign in order to maintain historical accuracy. But there are steps, quote, that each period goes through to create a sense of authenticity. Each season will have its own unique features that link it to gameplay. For example, spring and the summer, plants will bloom, you can hide in the bushes. Later in autumn and winter, plants will die, you don't have hiding spots then, and water will freeze, preventing you from entering pools, but maybe creating new traversal routes. This part was interesting, though. Icicles will form on rooftop edges and can fall if disturbed, potentially giving away your positioning. So, seasons also affect NPC behaviors. In summer, enemy samurai cut through bushes in search of you. In the winter, foes stay close to fires and warm places, potentially opening up new colder paths for you to take. This is going to be very interesting. And a fully dynamic weather system provides appropriate climate conditions based on the region and season. Severe weather, like deep fog, howling winds, and snow impact enemy sights and sound. A storm is an opportunity to mask your footsteps. So, if they actually get this all working as intended, with the AI actually reacting to all of this and actually making tangible gameplay differences where you cannot just brute force your way through, one path every time, this could be really fucking cool, and this could really open up emerging gameplay systems, I think. If this comes together, then this could be like one of those next-gen moments. It's funny, right? I've played Helldivers 2, and when I look at the last couple, like when I look at this generation of games, yes, graphics are getting better, upscaling is getting better, load times are getting better, especially on the console space. Anybody who's had an SSD knows already. Y'all were just late to the party. But for some reason, there's something about Helldivers 2 that actually speaks next gen to me. I don't know what it is, but like it's the scope of that game, the amount of enemies on screen, the different types of enemies, how quickly it does load in. Like, yes, it gets hung up, it gets hiccups. It's a live service game, right? It's running off the server, it's going to have problems. But when it all works as intended, it's been one of like the first it's been one of the only true next gen like experiences to me, right? Because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to fathom how would this run on the PS4? How would this run on an Xbox One or a One X? It wouldn't. It can't. I think it would buckle. It's already buckling, right? So having interesting gameplay features like this is like next gen. It's not the pretty graphics. That's not next gen. We can always have pretty graphics. We're getting to a point of diminishing returns on that. The world will feature a surprisingly detailed ecology system. In spring, for instance, the wind will blow up gusts of pollen that have been spawned by trees, replicating a real ecosystem. The map is similar in size to that featured in Origins and replicates the central region of Japan. The map will be divided into regions based on Japan's real historical provinces. Typical. The iconic synchronization points will return, but in a reimagined way. Climbing to a top no longer plots a multitude of icons on your map, nor does it trigger the spinning drone shot of the area. Instead, it will allow you to, will give you a vantage point so you can survey the surrounding area, right? So think Breath of the Wild, think Tears of the Kingdom, that kind of thing. You get up really fucking high, you look around, you create your own points of interest, and go off, go explore, go find the thing. Shadows are set during a time of flourishing urbanization, trade, and warfare. This allows for a wide range of locations, including towns, trading posts, farmland, colossal castles, that have been rendered at a near one-to-one scale. Beyond these settled areas are mountains and forests. I'm interested in that one-to-one scale. They've always been good at that. Whether you like the AC open worlds, whether you like the busy work, the checklist stuff, because some people do like it. Some people like to turn these games on, look at their list of shit to do, turn their brain off, and just go. That's their veg. That's their vibe. That's their happy place. Whether you like it or not, regardless, you cannot deny that these games, when it comes to like the sense of scale and the sense of immersion of just like the environments of the world, think Unity, think Origins, think Odyssey. One of my favorite gaming experiences is just traveling on foot in Odyssey, and like I was like climbing up a mountain or whatever, and like I went through like the trees of the forest and shit, and I stumbled upon like this town like in a mountain, and it was so fucking cool because I was like, holy shit! Like I did not think this would be here. Beautifully rendered, just like out of nowhere. Just a really cool, just organic experience, because like those are worlds that are just fun to fucking walk around in. Like just point A to point B on a map, just walk. They're really, really cool. Assassinations and quests. Shadows will feature a non-linear campaign largely focused on targets. Ubisoft says that you will be able to free to track these targets in any order. Some targets simply exist in the world, and you may stumble upon them organically without having researched and hunted them first. Others have more structured infiltration-style gameplay attached to them. Ubisoft aims to create a more rewarding journey by being a little more hands-off while the campaign is still objective-focused. The studio hopes to enable players autonomy by using hints to push players in the right direction rather than outright telling them where to go next. Most main quests can be completed as either Yusuke or Naomi. Freedom of approach. But they will have specific missions tailored to them, based off their playstyles. Side quests and world activities are available beyond the main campaign. Notable things to find in the world include castles, temples, shrines, and art. You can build up a spy network with agents who could be sent on missions together. There's a hideout to gather intelligence on your targets, or there's a hideout where you and your allies can gather. So, kind of what I'm gathering here, and I'm sure we'll get more gameplay. We'll actually get like a gameplay review in the near future. But what I'm gathering here is that they're taking everything that they've learned. This is the culmination of the last 3 games, all based in that RPG system. Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. They're taking everything that they've learned. They're taking this world building that they've learned. They're blending it with a little bit of the old school AC to make this like culmination magnum opus game set in Japan that everybody's fucking wanted. And then they're going to move on to that next chapter. I believe this is going to be the first entry in the what is it, like AC Infinity platform, whatever the fuck that's going to be. So this really is kind of like the closing of one chapter while simultaneously opening up a new chapter. And I don't think they could have picked a better time period. I don't think they could have picked a better location than Japan to do all of this. If they can actually pull off these weather systems, if they can pull off this lighting and shadow system, if they can pull off AI that dynamically reacts to that, while also introducing interesting and dynamic gameplay systems for the players to interact with, I think this can actually like give Ghost a run for its money. People are going to compare this to Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was the AC game set in Japan that we never got. Now we're getting an AC game set in Japan. Ubisoft's outside with this shit. They are ready to fucking go. I'm really interested to see what the gameplay is. If they can execute on those three things, and when they do drop that gameplay trailer, if it does not seem, or does not look, or does not present as fucking terribly as Valhalla's did, then I think they got a shot.